Witness the beauty. Embrace the culture. Within the biz become undeniable.
That's not great.
Yeah, I didn't like that sound. Oh, no,
Alright, so it's Caminz high carb day, high carb weekend actually. I'm doing consecutive days of 800 carbs, which I did yesterday. Today's the second day, training legs today. I don't know if 800 is enough though, because I still woke up 6 pounds heavier. I woke up at like 216.4. I was 215.8 yesterday. So I'm hovering at my low. Yesterday was a record low. I'm currently doing a little over 500 a day on my normal days, but I'm gonna have my normal pre-workout meal, which is my organic cream of buckwheat, because it's very yummy, it's very nourishing and satiating, and it's not like it's like filling, it's still a very low volume food. It's also dependent on the amount of water you put in it, but it's fucking delicious, and I like it a lot better than like Frosted Flakes and shit. That'll be good. The dog only sneezes when it wants attention.
Does it actually?
I feel that way. It sneezes when it walks past you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I never hear her sneeze on her own.
It wants me to say bless you. I think that's good. It's like being hypnotized. I can shake it around, stare at it for minutes, and I can't decide if it's enough water or not. Truth is, you can add water. can never remove water, so. If I add too much water, this shit becomes like soup. I add a tiny bit of dark chocolate. I don't add much because I don't want the fats, but it's really yummy. You want to make sure you add a very ripe banana. I actually might get a little bit more. This really is not a whole lot of carbs though. The banana is not the most effective. The best is the raisins. But I tried that yesterday. I didn't like raisins in my cream of buckwheat. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sprinkle this in here. But I'm not gonna add all of it, right? Because do about half of it, and then the rest I'm gonna make my little paste out of, and it's gonna be like a sauce that I pour on top. Actually, I kind of always do maybe. Shit, I don't want this shit to be too sweet. That only adds like 20 carbs, so. You know, I've been dreaming of Pop-Tarts, right? I have my blueberries and my raspberries here. Frozen. It's not really to add carbs, it's really just because I like them. They add a very minuscule amount of carbs. They look great. So then I was thinking about Pop-Tarts, right? I've been wanting to carb up on Pop-Tarts, and I was really disheartened that I couldn't. Reason being that I couldn't was because, you know, the standard Pop-Tarts, they all have added vitamins and minerals and fucking colors and crayons and Crayola. So I won't eat that shit because I find it severely disrupts my GI tract. So I steer clear away from anything that has like the breakfast foods, because they all add that it's like reduced iron, or it's like ferric acid, some shit, and it's not meant to be digested, and the body cannot utilize it. Especially when I'm trying to carb up. My goal is to fit as much carbs into my body as possible while minimizing the bloat. And I've always been able to observe that anything that has fortified iron, or fortified with vitamins and minerals, and especially iron, any kind of cereal, that shit bloats me. And so here I have Simple Truth Organic Frosted Flakes. This is wonderful. And I have my organic cream of buckwheat. You could do organic cream of rice, but if you're gonna buy organic, buy buckwheat. I mean, fuck cream of rice. You know, you can blend that shit in a blender, and it tastes like concrete. So it's a little salty. Sometimes I add too much salt. I'm like, holy shit. I'm gonna do more honey. I am gonna run to the grocery store to grab some Pop-Tarts, some organic Pop-Tarts, because I really wanted to eat one pre-workout. So we traveled far and wide amidst a tornado watch, and I was able to, along my journey, discover some of these motherfuckers. So they weren't at the first grocery store, I had to go to another grocery store, and now it's time to eat these. You know, people try and demonize sugar, and literally, like, we got cane sugar. Understand, all that cane sugar is it's glucose and fructose, so it's sucrose. I have my 3 Pop-Tarts, 3 different flavors. This will be a total of 120 carbs on top of my 160 I had from my first meal. I have my intro workout will be 100 carbs. See, I might push to 900 today, I don't know yet. Eating this is extremely revealing to the truth of why something like name brand processed Pop-Tarts would be horrible for you. You can taste the difference between organic cane sugar and whatever like refined sugar they use in Pop-Tarts. I'm telling you, like, they are 2 different things. I mean, everyone knows, like, fuck, fruit is sugar. The sugar is not inherently bad. But yeah, this is just pretty cool. I was expecting, I made my 3 little Pop-Tarts and I was like, oh, that looks like nothing. I'm gonna be so hungry. And 120 grams of carbs does not come easily. I was full after the first one. Chocolate one is the best. Don't waste all the battery.
And along with this light, there comes sound. There's a sound so tremendous with the white light that you can't get it. So piercing that it seems to annihilate the ears. Then along with the colors, the sound goes down the scale in harmonic intervals, down, 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 until it gets to a deep, thundering bass, which is so vibrant that it turns into something solid.